So, as anybody who's been on YouTube for any period of time knows, one of the hardest things to do consistently is to come up with an introduction. That's why we paid somebody else to do it for us. Steffan, take it away.
All right. Settle down, aspiring dental enthusiasts and/or people with a crippling fear of the dentist. Today, we're diving deep into the cinematic masterpiece that is Novocaine. Yes, that one. The movie where Jack Quaid, bless his cotton socks, tries to convince us he's a morally ambiguous dentist while somehow managing to look perpetually confused. Prepare for a plot twist that'll have you saying, wait, that was the twist? And character motivations that make about as much sense as a root canal on a goldfish. Which leads us into our question of the day. Was the plot twist involving sentient dental floss a commentary on AI overreach, or was it just a Tuesday? Leave your guess down below in the comments section. So let's grab our laughing gas, or, some popcorn, and let's get this over with.
You didn't watch the movie, did you, Steffan? There's no doctor, no dentist in the movie. Moving on.
We just watched Novocaine, which is another action-packed movie for 2025, which is also similar to a recent movie we reviewed, which is Love Hurts. And that was a Valentine's movie, and this is a Christmas movie, I think? Maybe? The writing in this movie is top tier. The humor, the overall dialogue, the lack of sexual content, which is very appreciated considering it's an action movie. I really enjoyed it. The dialogue just felt really natural, like normal conversations you'd have and interactions you'd have with different people you run into. And the humor, although you have somebody who's very numb, which you can do a lot of cartoony things with, they didn't overdo it by any means. They kept it somewhat tasteful, but they still really pushed the limits of having this completely numb person and seeing how messed up you can make this person.
The special effects in this movie were superb. For a movie with a very modest budget of $18 million, they did an excellent job, not only with the main character, Nate, and what happens to his body throughout the entire movie, but with everybody else in the movie who gets beat up or messed up in the process. And these aren't just like gory, unrealistic deaths that happen. These are injuries and maimings, really, that happen throughout the movie in ways that you wouldn't expect, but will make you just flinch and cringe and just be like, oh my God, did that really happen? Anytime a movie can get that sort of reaction out of me, you know the special effects have to be terrific.
Now let's get into the topic of my weird things that I always notice and no one else does. Few things. He does use a blender right off the bat. I was looking for that, knowing ahead of time. If he's numb, he probably can't chew. He's got to swallow things. He uses a blender to mix all of his food to swallow it more easily. I like that. However, why just one blender? You gotta make meals all day long and you just gotta keep washing this blender every single time. There should be at least 3 blenders minimum, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I would rock 6. So you have snacks, you got other things going on. At the end of the day, throw that in a dishwasher. You wake up, you unload it, you're ready to go. More blenders next time, please. Also, speaking of blenders, he has one blender, but 7 guitars? I just see guitars laying around his place all the time. And I'm like, this guy, there's no way this guy could just collect, because they're not even hanging up. They're just on general racks on the floor. He can't feel anything. He can't feel the frets or anything like that. Now he could visualize and sure, he could still technically play, but that's a weird choice to play, especially have 7 of them being completely numb. I don't believe he's a guitar player. They didn't even touch on it in the movie. I don't know, man. I think some more thought needs to go into these background effects. One thing, though, that I'm always weird about, and you know me, and we're going to count it, there's one upside down camera angle in this movie, so that adds on to our 2025 counter, putting it at a total of 3.
And before we move on to our final thoughts, I want to talk about one more thing. It's not necessarily about the movie itself, more about movies as a whole, but we really need to go out as audience members and support these movies. There are many, 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 many people who are screaming at the top of their lungs, we want original movies. We want original movies. But you're not going to see them. We've seen at least 10 movies this year. And the one movie that we've seen that's been like a huge box office hitter was Captain America, and it wasn't as good as the other stuff that we've seen. I don't know what people want at this point. Mickey 17, we saw that. Nobody else is going to see it right now. It's kind of losing steam at the box office. Like, let's go. Let's do this thing, okay? And I guess we should probably get the answer from Steffan, huh?
Take it away, Steffan.
The answer was just another Tuesday. Because of this movie, I now fear all oral hygiene products. My floss is currently dictating all of my life choices. Stay hydrated, and I'll see you boys next week.
Despite what Steffan might have to say about this movie, I do recommend that you go out to the theaters to go see this one. It's overall just a super entertaining movie. What about you?
I also recommend that you go see this in theaters. It'll be a fun time. At the very least, you'll have something to talk about. Now for the ratings. Andy, what do you give it out of 10?
My overall rating for this movie was an 8 out of 10. Super solid movie. The only knocks I gave it were really for the soundtrack, which was super solid, but just nothing like, extravagant to bump that up, or the storyline as well. Also really solid, but nothing extravagant to really just bump it up to that next tier level. So overall, really solid movie. What's your score?
I actually also gave it an 8 out of 10. For very much the same reasons. The story was good. It wasn't the best story, but it was good enough. It was better than other stories that we've seen. And then again, the music, it's there, but it's not quite elevated. So it didn't get full marks for me. That's really the only places.
Yeah, we're reserving our 10 out of 10s for like the really extra good movies. So with that said, thank you for liking and subscribing. Make sure to check out our other reviews on our channel.
And remember, we're just two regular dudes
doing regular reviews.
Another thing was the special effects were... What were they?
Top tier. They were.
You just said top tier.
Oh, yeah.
His writing is top tier. The special effects were top tier. The rest of it is just top tier.
Awesome, fantastic, amazing, incredible, superb, terrific. Terrific. We haven't used that word in a while.
Yeah, we can do terrific. That terrific's good. Terrific.
Yeah.
I kind of want to use superb, though. I'm going to do that. Fuck terrific.
Okay.
Anytime a movie can get that out of me, you know it's top tier. Fuck. Anytime a movie can get that kind of reaction out of me, you know it's real terrific.
I was just thinking of the previous take. It's top tier, baby. Shit.
It's top tier. Fuck. Right, my brain, my mouth speaks before my brain thinks.
Go for it.
And it...
My camera's disconnected?
Yeah.
I know what happened. Gemini thought I was talking to her.
Double check your camo settings.
I'm looking at watermark and everything. Yeah.
Okay. And anytime a movie can get that sort of reaction out of me, fuck you! Fuck you! You're trying to talk to me while you're on mute, motherfucker. What's wrong with you?
Just say it. I'll come back after you give me the thumbs up.
Piece of shit.